How about some GPD's Wombat's Fortnightly News?
I think that sounds like a good time. I finished a game since we last spoke, and that game would be the Guardians of the Galaxy, or Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, or whatever the full title of the game is. I quite enjoyed it. I know that Shipwreck might feel differently than me, but it is a very different game. But I appreciate what it is. It does feel, if you're a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, those characters, and you wish there was some sort of like Guardians of the Galaxy miniseries or a Disney Plus show, this is like an interactive Disney Plus miniseries, Guardians of the Galaxy. That would be a way I would describe it.
And it has shooting in it.
How much?
It's weird because the second half of the game, it kind of kicks in and there's a lot of shooting.
It does? Okay. That's what I need. Like, I think I felt a little, I don't know. It's my fault because I came into this thinking, oh, okay, I know what this game is going to be.
And watched you were wrong.
Some videos. Yeah. Like the videos they showed, like it had like you throwing like rocket across a cliff, and like, then it shows like all the battles of like, hey, you're controlling these characters and you're fighting things. And then like the first 3 levels is you do that for a little bit of it, but it's mainly just walking around and talking. And that's as far as I've gotten is 3 levels in, because I can only play a level at a time.
So you're in the castle, right? Lady Hellbinger's castle.
Yeah.
Once you get past that, it's a minor spoiler. There's a boss fight. Like that, I guess that's a spoiler. I don't know. Once you get past the boss fight in the castle, that's when you come across a decent amount more combat. There's one level where there's no combat, and then it's like all combat for the second half of the game. It's very different. But I don't know. I really liked it. I think they did a really good job with the game. I was engaged the whole time. I wanted to see what was going to happen next. I wanted to unlock all the costumes, and have complete sets of costumes. That was sort of,
now to do that, like so far, the only way I've done that is I just walk over to a corner and then open up a chest. That's considered okay.
That's it. There are hidden costumes in each level. Some have 3, some have 2. And and that's how you find the costumes. There's nothing to buy. There's no microtransactions. There's no DLC costumes. It's just what's in the game. I can appreciate that.
Sure.
Yeah. And there's some funny moments in there. You haven't gotten far enough, so I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, don't spoil it. I'm gonna play it. I think really it feels like I finish a level and then I really don't want to keep playing after I finish a level.
I get that. I don't think it's necessarily
back in the box.
No, because the game is it's a wordy game. It's got long cutscenes, and it's the kind of game where you finish a level and you're like, all right, I watched this episode of the Guardians of the Galaxy miniseries that I'm playing.
Yes,
I'll come back to the next episode tomorrow, and it does sort of play like that. And I don't disagree at all with that criticism. I just thought it was engaging and interesting. And I did actually like the combat. And when you're in the mix of it and, getting the characters, I unlocked every special move. I fully upgraded Star-Lord's suit. I got I unlocked everything on him. So by the end of the game, it was like, hold down LB, push Y, push X, and, to do all sorts of crazy moves. So you can do crazy moves once you get towards, like the last 3 levels, there's nothing but shooting. So you'll get there. And there's some really nice fan service in there too. Like some good, I wouldn't say like super deep cut Marvel stuff, but like below the skin cut Marvel stuff that I appreciated. So it's worth getting there for that.
Shannon writes in and asks, how does Wombat dislike Gamora because she sounds too Californian? You were my boy, Wombat. You have cut this Californian deep.
It's not that I have a problem with California or the way people from California speak. I just don't think the most dangerous woman in the galaxy should sound like Kristen Wiig in the Californian sketch from Saturday Night Live.
Seems like a reasonable comment to make.
Yeah. Her voice doesn't match the character.
Right. Me. Fair enough. Have you played a lot more Far Cry 6?
I have, because
you sent me that thing yesterday about the Danny Trejo's mission?
Yeah. That you and I both did.
They put a mission out there. Like, I guess I didn't even realize that it was like some new thing they had uploaded, but apparently it wasn't ready for prime time, but both Wombat and I finished it.
Yeah, and not only that, but it was glitched, and it gave me 10,000 pesos when it was only supposed to give me 5,000.
Maybe that was the problem, because other than that, it seemed to work fine for me. It didn't seem any less buggy than all the other missions.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
There's a lot of buggy shit in that game.
You got to protect Danny Trejo while he makes tacos.
Right.
And you're Danny Rojas, and you got same name as the guy from from Ted Lasso.
And you're shooting people. You're shooting people while Danny Trejo makes tacos.
Yeah, and you shoot people in the face while he's making tacos. And he says, "Hey man, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great."
They should have just hired you. They could have saved a lot of money.
I know. I do a good Danny Trejo. And
I'm getting a little tired of the Far Cry gameplay loop. I guess maybe it's almost over. I think are we like almost there?
Well, I'm doing the El Tigre missions.
I did all that shit. I think I did everything but this Maximus guy or something. Do you know who Maximus is?
I don't know if I've done that. Is that the one with the daughter, or is that?
No, he's like a singer or something.
Oh no,
he's a musician. I don't know. I'm getting a little tired of it. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the end, but we'll see. Because a lot of shit is coming out. Like, I already downloaded Forza. That's already there. That's already on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And it's just like more shit coming down the pipe. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I gotta finish this game quick.
I feel like Far Cry is also something. I mean, you could also put it down and come back to it 3 months.
I never will though, because I'll forget all the controls and shit. Like,
no, you won't.
You're right. It's not. It's pretty easy.
Mm-mm.
But I'll lose it. I'll totally lose interest at that point. But it's all right. It's pretty fun. I also checked out this game on Game Pass because I saw some positive comments about it on Twitter, called The Forgotten City. Have you heard about that one?
I've heard of it. I saw that it was on there as well. What is it? It's
a game that was made by I think 4 people.
This has got a loop to it, right? A time death loop type thing to it?
It's a time travels type situation. It's basically they took it was a mod from like Oblivion or Skyrim or one of those, and they made a sort of like an investigative mystery, like interactive, using that engine, like these 4 guys, and now it's its own standalone game. And I only played about a half an hour of it, but the story was really interesting. Like I want to see what happened. It's basically like there's this lost city of Rome and there's time travel. That's all I know so far. But it seemed like pretty cool. And you'll recognize the engine immediately, Wombat.
Yeah, nice.
You will be like, yes, I've spent 200 hours looking at that zoom in of the NPCs. Yeah, it's good though. It's cool. It's on Game Pass. So Forgotten City. I was impressed actually. Like the story was interesting. I took a bunch of news things here. We can go through them real quick. Everything's being delayed. That seems to be like the big news. Like Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 are delayed into 2023.
I saw delayed indefinitely was one of the headlines I saw. So
for those Activision games?
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on there? Didn't they remember to make games besides Call of Duty?
I think they're a little too busy being sued or whatever.
No, but I mean, in the pipe, you have to have stuff coming out like years and years of development.
They didn't say that the delay for these was due to the creative director on both of them leaving for various reasons.
Oh,
I think one of them.
Whose fault is that?
Well, one of them, it was their faults. I can't remember if the second one was their faults as well.
They fucked up Overwatch.
I don't remember.
They fucked up Overwatch so bad. Like, they should have just made Overwatch like Fortnite, where it's a platform. Okay, maybe you got to buy in once to get in somehow, but we're just going to update it with content and new characters.
They should have, by now it should have been free to play with.
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
something.
some paid component that they could figure out. Yeah, they should have
Mm-hmm.
done that, but
They should have.
Bobby
I mean,
Kodak's
I
fault.
remember when Overwatch was a big deal and it had toys and
Yep,
Legos
yep.
and now no one gives a crap.
It was stagnant, unlike like Apex Legends, where they're constantly adding new characters and changing the game world.
EA could get away with not putting out stuff, and they have that steady stream of revenue. Yes, important. It works. I mean, so does Activision with Call of Duty, which is also why they forgot about Overwatch.
Too busy making Call of Duty games.
Too busy making the Call of Duty game that's making all the money.
And not getting Diablo ready.
Exactly.
Oh, it sucks. And also Marvel's Midnight Suns is delayed until late 2022. It was going to be early 2022.
That's a bummer because I was looking forward to that one a lot.
That sounds like 2023. Late 2022 can easily become 23.
That's gonna become. Remember Marvel's Midnight Suns?
Right. When is that? When is that happening?
Yeah. What happened to that game? It's gonna be like that. Remember the Marvel fighting game that EA was making? It was like Spider-Man fights original characters.
Didn't they make? Oh, original characters? Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, it was like 5 Marvel characters and 5 original EA characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. That never came out. But they showed a lot of clips of it.
Anyway. All right. Speaking of Activision, here's a fun game that we can play. Okay. There's an article on Polygon called "The Uncomfortable Truth of Call of Duty's Latest Marketing Campaign." You have any guesses what the complaint is? Now I can fill you in on the latest marketing campaign, and then you can make a more educated guess. But I'm trying to see if you can name the complaint that this author has just from the headline. You want any hints yet about what the marketing campaign is, or would you like to guess what the complaint is? Call of Duty Vanguard. No, you need the hint.
I have nothing.
Okay, so let me tell you what the latest marketing campaign is, and then you can make a more educated guess. The latest marketing campaign is that they've hired real life war photojournalists, okay, to come in and to photograph in game. Like they give them a special camera and put them in like this like room where they can be the Vanguard is being played, and they can photograph it with this like tablet thingy and like different angles and everything, and basically do their job of war photojournalist inside this World War II game. That's the latest marketing campaign. They hired 2 of these guys. Would you like to guess? Would you like to name that complaint? Any thoughts?
Journalistic integrity.
It's disrespectful to the dead people.
No, I thought you were getting close with this sort of disrespectful, but no.
It's disrespectful to real war?
It's icky. I know it's icky.
It's a little icky. Yeah, it is a little icky. The real complaint was that photojournalism in war times is very close to being propaganda. Could be used as propaganda. So to do it in this game, and also it's like it can be used as revisionist history in a version such as this where we're revisiting old wars. So that was one of the complaints. The other complaint was nobody wants to complain. Nobody wants to play a realistic World War II game. That was another complaint.
First complaint I get as a complaint. Second one, I think a whole lot of people do.
Yeah. I think a lot of people want to play real war.
World War II?
Yeah, don't they?
It has been 4 years since they made the last one.
I don't know. It seems to work.
I mean, I liked them in space, but nobody liked that. So
Space One was very good.
I remember when Cheapy spoiled the ending of the Space One before, like right when the game came out, and it was all over the internet.
Probably, yeah, whatever. I don't know that it was all over the internet.
It was on the news.
I don't think that.
I turned on News 12 Long Island, and it was the top story.
That's.
No, you're
no,
saying
that's not. It's not how. I mean, could be that could have happened, but it's not how I remembered it. What else? I think that's it. Or-
Avengers got rid of some of the
Yeah.
the
So
currencies that you can buy.
yeah,
Oh.
there was. So
Too late.
if you remember Avengers, well, here's why it's so interesting. Over the summer, the developers for this game that's been much maligned, that I can't believe that they're still working on a year later. They released a statement saying they were making a patch where they were going to make XP slower in the game. And
Everybody loves to
people-
hear that.
Yeah, they're like, we think that people, your guys are leveling up really quick. We think it would be more fun for you, the player, if leveling up was slower. And everyone was like, but this isn't a problem. The leveling up is fine. There's plenty of other garbage in this game. Why are you slowing down the leveling up? And then lo and behold, after they slowed down the leveling up, a few weeks later, they announced, now you can pay to level up faster. So it was kind of this shitty thing to do, where not only did they add in these things to help you level, if it was just, here are some things to help you level up faster, that's, they cost $5 or whatever.
Right, I
That's
get it.
one
They
thing.
slowed it down, and then they offered you to fix it if you pay them.
Exactly. And that's where it's like maybe one of the shittiest things that's ever happened in this game. It is probably the single shittiest thing they did with the Avengers game. And there was a lot of shit in that show. So it's fascinating to me that this plan didn't work for them. And there was an earnings call today where Square, I don't know, I guess we'll say the CEO, maybe someone,
Sure.
president,
Johnny Square, right? Johnny Square.
Johnny Square,
Yeah.
Jim Square, said that maybe having Crystal Dynamics make an a games as service Avengers game was a mistake.
Why would he say that? That's not a good thing to say.
It was not a good thing to say because this game apparently has lost all the money.
Yeah. Oops.
So I hope they learn their lesson. That's why I think Guardians of the Galaxy, people.
They must have plans to cancel it already if you said that.
Yeah, like
why would you say
Guardians
that
of the Galaxy
otherwise?
is like what they should have done with the Avengers game. There's nothing to it other than play the game, finish the game, move on with your life, and say that was a fun time.
That is weird that they decided to make those financial decisions like that affect the gameplay directly. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It does suck, but I don't know why would I can't imagine like he really said that the CEO said that. They usually don't admit to making mistakes unless they're prepared to correct those mistakes.
Now I have to look it up, but
because that sounds like these guys never admit mistakes. It's like
someone literally sent me the link right before we started the show. So
okay, yeah, because I'm surprised to hear that because I don't know. It sounds like that's not doesn't sound good for the future of the game.
I mean, no, it doesn't.
No.
There's the link. Square Enix president Yosuke Matsuda said the company needed to learn from the game's disappointing performance. Let's see. Crystal, yes, no.
We're firing everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, just read those books about game development. That's always what happens.
Mm-hmm.
They fire everybody, no matter what the game is. After a certain amount of years, they fire everybody. It's basically what happens in game development. Just read either one or both of Jason Schreier's books, and that is the inevitable outcome when you work on a video game. It doesn't. I mean, like a big like a big corporate video game. That's just like
yeah. The games as service model highlighted issues that we are likely to face in future game developments. Development efforts such as the need to select game designs that mesh with the unique attributes and tastes of our studios and development teams.
Ew.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Basically, he was saying it was the wrong studio.
Sure. We should have used
game.
those guys to make some other game and maybe not made. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yep.
We do like Crystal Dynamic games.
Yeah.
You
Crystal
like this
Dynamics
game even. Except if they didn't monetize it in that way, you would fucking still be playing it probably.
I don't know if I'd still be playing it. Well, that's just.
I don't know that you needed to still play it.
That was
finished it.
The thing was that you didn't need to still play it.
Right.
Like, right. You played it and you went, that was a pretty enjoyable game. and then
Kept
and then you
going.
move on.
more.
Right.
Yeah.
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 The problem with this game was they kept saying like the story is just the beginning. That's
Right.
like that's nothing. Wait until you see what happens after the game, and that's what they were selling it on.
Because they put out a lot of more content. You know, they put out
Did they though?
well,
That's
Black
just it. They
Panther,
didn't.
Spider-Man out yet?
No. And they were supposed to remember it was a new character every month after release.
I don't know.
We're gonna have a new character every month.
I'm sure
after
COVID
release.
fucked them big time.
We're gonna have Spider-Man before Christmas.
COVID must have fucked them even.
Yeah, I'm
like
sure
come
it
on,
did.
like they're fighting an uphill battle.